So today we are in this beautiful 2001 Honda S2000 AP1. As you can see, this thing has a gorgeous red interior. My favorite thing about these S2000s is this digital gauge cluster. This car is obviously over 20 years old at this point, and this digital gauge cluster just does not get old. If you're not familiar with Honda S2000s, the push to start is actually here on the left side, as you guys just saw when I started this car up. But this car does have quite a few aftermarket goodies, which I'm going to talk about in a second. But I'm going to point out some of the things on the inside first. So the first thing you'll notice is this car does have an aftermarket steering wheel. It has this awesome Momo steering wheel that actually still retains the factory's cruise control. So these two buttons right here on the top, this is to set and this is to activate the cruise control right here. So that's what these two red buttons are for, is for your factory cruise control, and the horn actually still works, as you can see right there. You also have a carbon fiber Mugen shift knob right here. You do have this nice little Alpine head unit right here for your sound system. But yeah, everything in here is super simple. With the cars built in this era, everything is pretty much driver focused. So everything is going to be facing towards the driver, as you can see here with the AC controls. Everything is kind of facing in this direction rather than open up to the passenger seat. Your audio controls are here on the left side. Your volume for your radio is here on the left as well. This car has a 6-speed manual transmission. So if you guys are familiar with these cars, you know that these AP1 S2000s do rev up to 9,000 RPMs. This car does have the F20 motor, meaning it has a 2-liter 4-cylinder engine. And the best part of it is that you have VTEC. It just keeps on revving. I mean, it literally just feels like this car just keeps on revving. You have until 9,000 RPMs, and that's honestly like probably my favorite characteristic of this car are those super long gears. Perfect for track driving, so you're not always shifting. When you're on the track, the last thing you want is to be always shifting gears, and I think Honda definitely nailed it on this S2000 with their gear ratios and this motor revving up to 9,000 RPMs. So for the aftermarket parts on this car does have JRZ suspension. It also has Cusco suspension parts on the bracing. It has a Mugen exhaust. Also has headers, as well as probably my favorite part of this car in terms of aftermarket parts are these awesome bronze finished Mugen GP wheels that are super hard to come by nowadays. Alright, let's hop outside of the vehicle. Let me show you some stuff that this car has. Pop this hood real quick. Here you go. You'll find that this car does have this awesome F20 motor that revs up to 9,000 RPM. You can see the aftermarket headers that are on this car. You have this Cusco front brace. You have this carbon fiber air scoop that goes onto the factory intake. And probably the thing that makes this car the most fun is the JRZ engineering suspension on this S2000. This thing literally handles like it is on rails. And like I mentioned, this car does come with these awesome bronze finished Mugen GP wheels. If you are actually interested in purchasing this vehicle, all the links will be down in the description below if you're interested in purchasing this S2000. Alright, so this is probably one of the cleanest examples of an S2000 that I've ever seen. This car only has 53,000 original miles, and man, this thing is pretty much spotless. So let's go ahead and take some more corners in this car and see what it can do. This car revs so high. Like it's crazy how high these cars rev from factory. I mean, getting a car to 9,000 RPMs is just outrageous. Cars are so much fun. You can literally just throw it into a corner just so easily. it's awesome that you can hear the VTEC crack in these cars as well, on these F-Series motors. So the reason why I'm really a big fan of this S2000 is because obviously it's not the fastest thing in the world, as this thing only makes 240 horsepower from the factory, but it only weighs 2,800 pounds. So power to weight ratio, this thing isn't the slowest thing in the world as well. With it being so light, obviously you can throw it around turns super easily, but you also have more than enough power to get you in and out of turns. 8,000, 85, gonna short shift a little early. Yeah, I mean, another thing that I want to point out is this awesome JRZ suspension. This road that I'm actually driving on is pretty bumpy, and it is the perfect setting, as it's not killing my back whenever I hit a bump, but it's also stiff enough so where you don't feel any body roll in this car whatsoever. So that pretty much wraps it up for this POV driving video. If you guys enjoyed seeing this video of this S2000 being driven, let me know down in the comment section below. If there's any other cars you see that are on this lot or on our website, down in the description below, let me know and I'll be sure to make that happen. With that being said, guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.